Standard 1, Learner Development and Individual Learning Differences, relates generally to the aspects of a student's profile that relate to how they turn information into learning. Here, the educator must identify students' backgrounds to help determine how they learn best. Understanding my students' background allows me to better understand how their learning has developed and what factors have influenced their learning. The fact that they come from several different states and many different middle schools, both public and private, shows me that students may have a wide range of abilities and experiences in education, in addition to a wide range of expectations. Based on my observations, students that have come from private or parochial schools seem to be on a higher level than most of the public school students and have experienced much higher academic expectations in the past. In addition, knowing that most of our students are Catholic helps me to understand where their morals and values may lie in relation to discussion of course content. The fact that most students are white, middle to upper class, English-speaking girls makes for little diversity among their socioeconomic and racial backgrounds, and therefore little diversity among their culture. The area where I see most differences is in their learning styles and interests. Image 1 shows that I have implemented this standard by allowing students freedom in how they create a product in class to show their learning. While some students are more tech-savvy and like to complete assignments on the computer, other students are more artistically inclined and like to express themselves by drawing. Image 2 relates to the standard simply by showing the diversity in students' interests based on something as simple as their Halloween costumes. Since our students wear uniforms every day, they do not have a lot of self-expression through what they choose to wear. But here I am able to see some of their interests shine through. Image 3 is an example of the little diversity in culture among the students. Most students are Catholic, and all students must attend liturgy on holy days of obligation. Participating in this common culture allows both the students and I to understand each other and the content in relation to similar morals and values. Image 4 shows that I have implemented the standard by tailoring class assignments to both students' ability level needs and their personal interests. This pairs them with like-minded peers in a way that allows them to feel connections through shared interests and to feel like they are equal participants in creation of a project by being with students who are on their same level of thinking. By tapping into students' interests, it makes the assignments more meaningful and relevant to them. Here, one student discusses what makes her research project meaningful to her. Another student discusses how her experiences in her middle school gifted classes have transferred to my class. A third student discusses how she is able to further develop her classroom skills through assignments that challenge her.
Okay. I really enjoy art and enjoy drawing in my free time, so being able to do my project on classical art is pretty interesting for me.
So I was in a gifted program in my middle school, and we did a lot of individual and group projects like we're doing in class now. Being able to combine this with history has really helped me understand the material.
In my middle school, we did a lot of writing, and we even did DBQ, so I felt pretty confident in that area, but basing it on the AP format was new and challenging for me.
Identifying and analyzing my students' backgrounds and understanding their past learning experiences connects to Standard 1 because it helps me to understand learner development. Students' backgrounds affect their development as a learner because the morals and values that shape their lifestyle can shape how much they value learning and what aspects of learning they find to be important. Their middle school experience shapes how they perform in the classroom with skills like writing, note-taking, and quality of products, which is also related to individual learning differences. By identifying what they have done in the past, it can help me identify their current strengths and areas of need. Student interests connect to individual learning differences, which is a part of Standard 1, because it allows me to involve their interests within the content. For example, in a research project on ancient Greek and Roman culture, I was able to combine students' interests like art, science, and engineering to place them into groups that would study classical art, science and technology, and architecture. This increases their motivation for completing the project and makes it more meaningful and relevant for them. In addition, this is evidenced through letting them choose mediums through which to create products. For example, students interested in art can draw their pictures rather than print them, which makes the assignment, again, more meaningful. In reflecting upon Standard 1, a few ideas stand out to me. One is the fact that my students really have very minimal diversity when it comes to their family backgrounds, but that their common values are something that unites them and really shows through their work ethic. However, the middle schools they came from seem to be a factor of diversity which is of great importance in relation to their learning development and differences. That being said, I would like to take more time to discuss what students have and have not had experiences with in respect to the classroom and learning in their previous schools. In order to allow them the greatest chance for success, I need to evaluate students' strengths and weaknesses. Then I can decide what the greatest needs are in the classroom and what areas to devote the most attention to. By setting clear expectations on all assignments, it brings all students to an even playing field for success. I also believe that considering my students' interests in what projects and assignments I give them makes a huge difference on what they produce. When they are presented with a topic that they have a specific interest in, they become much more invested in the project and are more willing and likely to put the extra work in to come up with something really spectacular. They also seem to learn the material better when they have a choice in the topic or medium for expression because they feel it is more relevant and meaningful to them. Finally, I have discovered through exploring this standard that student growth and achievement are really dependent upon their starting point. Students can only grow if they're challenged to move beyond what they have achieved in the past. It is important to know students' strengths and weaknesses in the beginning in order to know in what areas we should support their growth and in what areas we should push them to achieve further.